Hey everyone, welcome back to the Born Again Voodooist channel. I feel like this video is going to be slightly a long form. However, we're going to be talking about what people ask about a lot is what is an altar, especially in voodoo. Let's get into it. So what is a voodoo altar? What is an altar? So when people hear the word altar, especially if they're not in traditions or they're not into spirituality, they hear something frightening, something like they see in the movies. However, the reality is very different. So let's talk about what it is and what it is not. I'm currently sitting at my altar right now.
It may be a small table, a shelf, a cabinet, or an entire room. The size isn't what makes it sacred, it's the purpose behind it.
And one day, I want an entire room dedicated to my spirits, to my all spirits, yes. But they do have a space. They have a closet. That's that. So essentially, an altar is a place where many people do their devotions, do their prayers, spend time. They sit, they pray, they meditate, they petition. It really depends on traditions. Some traditions, your altar is just for you to talk to your spirits, and you don't do spiritual work. And some altars you do. A lot in Louisiana Voodoo, it's usually both. But some traditions, your altar is your altar, your spiritual workstation, but follow your practice. So in Louisiana Voodoo, what can be found, or what sometimes you see on a Louisiana Voodoo altar? This may also be some things you may see in Haitian Vodou as well. Mind you, I'm initiated in Haitian Vodou as a Makout, and I practice that as well as Louisiana Voodoo because I have roots in both. So just remember, every altar is different because families are different, traditions are different, spiritual lineages are different, people reglements are different. In Louisiana Voodoo, we don't really talk about reglement, but it's like rule, order, or how you work with the spirits. And I think I had a video about that a long time ago, but there'll be a video I'll make. But this is not it, so I'm not going to derail, sorry.
However, you may commonly see images of saints, religious artworks, family photo books or the Bible, and items connected with particular spirits.
As you can see in the video, you may see white cloths. Some of people have cloths on the table, some don't. If you're kind of like the Spiritism base or Spiritist type base, you may see a white cloth. You'll see crucifixes sometimes. I do use crucifixes. I'm part of a societe or society that is Haitian Vodou, but we have a mix of other traditions in there. My spiritual practice is mostly at home is Louisiana Voodoo with some Haitian Voodoo. So I use crucifixes. They're more. They don't use the crucifixes and stuff like that, or a lot of Catholic images. However, you may also you'll see glasses of water throughout the traditions. Glasses of water. Sometimes you may see more than one, but that's how spirit guides you. You could just really start with one. Even me, I only really just have two, and it's only keep it simple. You may see saints. You may see other spirits, the Loas. Even in Louisiana Voodoo, not so much Haitian Voodoo. I see people going to Haitian Voodoo a lot, and they talk about like orishas and stuff. In Haitian Voodoo, there really isn't any orishas. There's see, this is why I do clips. But I'll get into that another time. You may also see prayer books. It's from the Spiritist practices. That's in Louisiana Voodoo. You may see the Bible, which comes from like the Hoodoo part of Louisiana Voodoo. You don't really see that in Haitian Voodoo. There's certain stuff you may see depending if you like Asogwe and stuff like that. You may see saints. You may see here Christian prayers and stuff, but that's neither here or there. Some altars are very simple, and some altars are very elaborate. I tell you, if you start your altar, keep it very simple. I started with a lot of stuff and then I kind of made it elaborate, and just to get me back focused, Spirit had me go very simple. Now I have a few more things on my altar, but it's more focused. Like I kind of know what my path is supposed to be at this point right now. And just to let you know, just because you don't have an elaborate altar does not make your practice less valid, does not make your practice less than, it does not mean that you don't do as much as your spirit. Sometimes the person with the least is more connected than the person that does the most. Plus, like I said, and I believe this to this day, that Louisiana Voodoo is simple and practical because of the Hoodoo experience, the Spiritism, the folk Catholicism, the indigenous. Louisiana Voodoo is very simple and practical. And there is not one single way your altar should look or have to look. Let's get to why you see waters on the altar, why it is important. So across many diasporic African traditions, water represents or symbolizes life, refreshment, purity, connection. Practitioners, many, at least they should, some people are not as consistent, but replaces the water. Some people replace the water once a week on a certain day. Some people do it multiple times. Maybe it's a schedule. Me personally, I don't have a schedule. I replace it as my water needs. Sometimes it needs to be replaced more when spirit is actively working, actively cleansing, actively doing stuff. And sometimes it's less often when spirit is being still. Spirits are not really doing too much, or they don't have to clear up too much negativity, or isn't working as much or as hard. Then the water won't get as cloudy or won't get stuff in it. One thing I will say, which is not part of my script, is that if you see when you first start your altar water and it's cloudy a lot, sorry, I'm back. Hopefully audio cleanup will clear that out. If not, it is what it is, because I can't redo that part because I said a lot. If you see that you're constantly clearing out, your altar water gets cloudy in the beginning, it's most likely because your spirits, your ancestors are actively working in your life, because maybe you have not been working with them and you just started. And there may be a lot of things going on in your life that they're actively working on. They're actively cleansing. They're actively trying to get things corrected. So you probably have to clear out more. When I first started my journey, or you might have a lot of evil eyes at you and all kinds of stuff. My water was cloudy a lot. Sometimes it would take a day. Sometimes it'd be a couple of days, but I would constantly have to change, just constantly change it. And then over time, as you elevate, as your spirits elevate, as your life gets, a little bit more stable, stuff like that, it's less cloudy. It will still get cloudy, but won't do as much. It probably won't get as dark as much. You probably won't see stuff form in it. There's a lot. But let's keep this video straight. Okay, so back on point. So although, customs and traditions may vary, water is one of the main things that you see on the altar. Always. Always. Even if it's a very simple altar, even if it's just one glass of water on that altar and nothing else, you see a glass of water. So we're going to talk about the role of saints in Louisiana Voodoo. Yes, they use saints in certain traditions in Haitian Voodoo, but it's for a different purpose than in Louisiana Voodoo, even though they can kind of both still be used for that purpose, but it developed differently. And it's caused a lot of misunderstanding from people in Haitian Voodoo that don't understand Louisiana Voodoo. So we'll get into it.
We honor the saints as powerful spirit guides. They walk hand in hand with our ancestors.
Oh, as you heard in that clip, I'm making a second cup of coffee. The difference from Haitian Voodoo that they don't understand is that we in Louisiana Voodoo, we don't really use them to hide the Loa or the ancestors like in Haitian Vodou. You can't use for that purpose. Our use of saints they are like spirit guides, and they walk hand in hand. They walk side by side. I told my Ogan's wife that before, but it's something that they can't grasp because they think that you're hiding. No, our saints work hand in hand with our ancestors and our Loa. They don't. They're not the same. They're not the face of the Loa. They walk hand in hand. So we have them as helpers, They help the Loa, and then we have our Loa. And we also have our ancestors, or Loa, if you say in the Louisiana way, Loa. So in Louisiana Voodoo, saints serve as important devotional figures in many families. You may see candles lit in front of these images during services and ceremonies as well, which will be a little bit different. This is in Haitian Vodou, if they lean more on the Catholic side, they use them as the face of the Loa. But in Louisiana Voodoo, you can still do that, but usually that's really just the saint, and that saint walks with a Loa. So this shows a reflection of the African and our ancestral side, as well as blending with Catholic devotions. So now, let's talk about the ancestors. So now, many Louisiana Voodoo practitioners honor their ancestors. So this may include photographs, memorial items, or a dedicated space where people, light their candles, do prayers. So remembering those that came before us has been a long standing tradition in our African diasporic traditions. So, what an altar is not. So, one misunderstanding that people have is that having an altar automatically gives you spiritual power. It does not. An altar is not magic in itself. Without prayer, devotion, sincere intentions, it's simply just a piece of furniture with spiritual objects on it, I should mention. The altar is where spiritual life is practiced. It is not spiritual life itself. So do you need an expensive altar? Absolutely not. I don't have an expensive altar, and I'm a Mambo, a priestess. Some do, but you don't need it.
Some of the most meaningful altars are very simple. A clean cloth, a candle, a glass of water, a Bible, a cross, a saint image.
The value of your altar is not placed on how much you spend. It's measured by your sincerity, your consistency, and your discipline, as well as your devotional life.
So what is a voodoo altar? It's a sacred space where prayer, remembrance, devotion, and spiritual discipline come together.
So the altar reflects the history, the faith, the tradition of the person that maintaining the altar. Thank you for watching. I'm Mambo, Priestess Ganen. Links always in the bio. Hit that bell notification when you subscribe to be notified.
If you're enjoying this Louisiana Voodoo 101 series, be sure to subscribe. You're to subscribe and follow the Born Again Voodooist.
So until next time, may God Bande bless you. May you honor your ancestors, and may they guide your spiritual path. Ayi Bobo.